Hi, thanks for joining me on my market report. My name is Mike. My market report is on mortgage rates. We discuss on a daily basis what's impacting mortgage rates, and sometimes it can come from something like the economic calendar, headline news, or sometimes even geopolitical. But it gets really confusing out there when the market sentiment changes and everybody's wondering what's going on here, where good news should be good news, but now is bad news, and what's going on here. We try to get into giving explanations as to what's going on, what's in the investors' heads, and hopefully give you the information you're seeking. A little bit about myself is I am a loan officer. I do work with National Lender. We lend in all 50 states. So if we could be of any service from pre-approvals and financing your next purchase uh, to even refinances, we're here to help you guys out. But more than that, we're here also as a resource. So if you guys are looking, have any questions, suppose, please feel free. We're here to help you guys out here. Without further ado, we'll jump right into the report. We'll start off with the economic calendar. I just want to touch on two things on this economic calendar before I switch over to another one. The reason being is I like the other one has a few more details to it, but the drawback on the other one, it doesn't show any revisions. So one of the items here on the calendar I want to show does have a revision for last month. But first, we'll touch on the weekly report we get from the MBA, which is their mortgage loan activity report. This basically tells you, I kind of like to look at it on a weekly basis to see if it's up or down. So on mortgage loan activity report, looks like we had a slight increase in loan applications for purchases, which is obviously good news. And then refinances, as expected, with the rates going up, we do see that continuing the trend downwards. Most people who are refinancing now are doing cash out refinances, so those are the main reasons. Otherwise, for the most part, people got the better rates earlier on. Now, durable goods is the big thing. One of the big ticket items today. They did have a revision for their March data from 1.1% back to down to 0.6%. So lost almost half its data right there. Forecast has come for 0.6%, and it dipped even further down to 0.4%. So obviously very disappointing with that. So we'll touch on over here. The other item I like to look at on that is the excluding transportation, because sometimes these big ticket items can skew the numbers a little bit. So in this case, it didn't really skew it too much. I'm sure this one went down. It was probably revised lower as well, but it was initially at 1.4%. 0.6% is the forecast, and it came in at 0.3%. So like its predecessor, it basically came in disappointed in the forecast. Now, last but not least, we got the Fmc Minutes that will be coming out a little later today. This could have an impact on the market as the investors are watching to see Fed policy. We are having obviously change. There's a lot of concern about possibility of inflation, or I'm sorry, obviously with inflation, but with stagflation or recession, as the Fed is trying to fight inflation. And then, of course, we got the uncertainties or other issues with the war in Ukraine, to China with its lockdowns, disrupting the supply chains. So we got a lot of issues going out there, and this has, of course, investors a bit worried. A lot of this has this big reason why stock market's been very volatile of late. Today it's even mixed today, and so Dow's been is down today. I think S&P's down, and Nasdaq might be the only one that's actually in positive territory. So um, that's kind of where right now. Right now, we've been seeing a lot of retailers and a lot of other corporations coming out with not so good corporate earnings reports, and a lot of that is due to inflationary costs, costs rising, and of course that has investors a bit on the jittery side. So of course that FOMC minutes will have its importance because they want to see how they are going to walk that, or basically told that line basically to keep us out of recession, or let stagflation, or go into a stagflation situation where we're basically recession but also very high inflation. So let's take a look here at mortgage rates today. We're kind of been fluctuating between lately between these -2 and up to 3 basis points. So we're kind of in this small range here, but right now it's basically I would equate that to basically unchanged levels right now, and that includes for mortgage rates. So mortgage rates from what we closed up yesterday. Yesterday was a very good day. We ended up closing up 56 basis points. We basically are at unchanged levels today. And of course, as you can see here, we are approaching the 50-day moving average. So we have this trend, upward trend right now, which is good news for those who are looking to refinance or buy. But as you can see, we do got some volatility, but it's been kind of, for the most part, going in a fairly small range here that we're seeing here on the candlesticks for the daily here. Kind of the same thing with the treasuries. We're up to about 2.76. Looks like it's right at its 50-day moving average, and there's a technical level right there, so it could provide a double layer of support. So we'll wait and see if those will be pushing us back down, or how it's going to proceed, or if we're going to be able to break above that and go closer to the 100-day moving average here. All right. So again, we'll reiterate mortgage rates so far unchanged. It could change after Fmc Minutes, depending on what's being said, if there's any surprises in there. And lastly, we'll go over what's the average rate for national or for conforming loan limits across the U.S. And this is also they do have points built into it. So we'll start off with the 30-year fix, which is at 5.29%. And we'll look at the 15-year, which is now at 4.75%. So again, if you guys got any questions, we're here to answer or help you guys out. We'd love to be able to help. That's what we like to do. We enjoy helping people. If you guys like these videos, please help us out. Smash that like button and share. We greatly appreciate you folks helping us out in that manner. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.